Late Night Health continues. We're going to begin a new segment on our show. Beginning next week, the segments will be very short, about a minute. But this week, we're going to start with a 5-minute piece from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul with the author Robert Clancy. Robert, thanks for joining us on Late Night Health. And do you have a tip for us as the holiday season really blossoms here in 2015?
I do, Mark, and it's a quote, so we'll set the stage with it.
All right.
It's easy to fall into negative thought patterns and overlook the wonderful things that make you a beautiful soul. When you look into the mirror and you fail to see the special soul you are, remember the grace that's deep within you. Your true friends and family only see this gracious image of you. And I often think that before we head out the door in the morning, how many of us have this negative view of ourselves? And, for me, doesn't it always start with that positive attitude can really affect your positive health outlook and just how you approach the day in the morning?
You wake up in the morning and you're feeling great. You're feeling positive, and then some family member, friend, coworker says something that sets you on edge, that gets you for the rest of the day. How do you respond to that? How do you get that positivity back?
Well, I look at it this way. We're all dealing with something out there, and you don't know what the other person's going through. And there's a lot of stress during the holidays, as we know, and it doesn't have to be that way, but you start seeing people cutting more people off in lines. They're driving erratically. It starts like December 1st, and it continues right through the new year. But they start putting up Halloween decorations in July now. I think that whole thing starts maybe back in October. Really? Yeah. That right. Negativity. Exactly, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think if you look at it, that whenever I receive something that's negative, you can release that with love, and love in the unconditional sense of, you don't have to accept that and store it inside yourself. You can just let it pass through you. And I almost envision like this window when you encounter that negative person, and you just put this window up between you. You can still see them, you can still hear them, but the negativity doesn't have to pass through that into your soul. And that's probably a better approach is not to take things personally, is where it comes down to.
But isn't that hard? That's hard, isn't it? I mean, if somebody, I used this analogy earlier, you're in high school and you ask a girl for a date and she goes, no. I mean, that hurts a guy, right?
It can. You have to get up and dust yourself back off, because there's a lot of shoes out there to wear on your feet.
That's right. What you're saying, the other way of saying is there are a lot of fish in the sea.
Yeah, exactly. Right? But still, that can hurt your psyche. It can set you. And if you just change the view of yourself, believe it or not, the entire world around you will start to change. Imagine if you walked out your door with a scowl on your face and went through the entire day like that, versus if you walked out of your door with a smile. And, just approaching the world like that, and how people around you will respond to that, what I call your aura, what you're giving off, your vibe. And if you have a positive vibe and you exude that, I think you can overcome those things, and you might even turn that person around. Sometimes it's asking them a question. Why are you upset today? Or, is there something I can do to turn you around? And maybe approach them in a different way, too, because sometimes it's the way that we interact with others that really, in turn, they're almost like a mirror. They reflect it right back onto you.
The bottom line part of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul, love and compassion?
It is, and it's about finding that kindness through a life of volunteerism and just approaching people in a different way. And I really look at what can we do to better ourselves, to better those around us. And it really comes down to that. So the stories in my book are really about that.
Robert Clancy is our guest. He's going to be our regular feature on Late Night Health each and every week, sharing words of wisdom, not only to help your soul feel better, but if your soul feels better, according to Robert, your body's going to feel better as well. We'll talk to Robert again next week here on Late Night Health. All right, we are out of time. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Hour 2 begins in just a few moments. If you don't get Hour 2, join us at latenighthealth.com, latenighthealth.com, or Spreaker.com, and you'll be able to hear the entire 2-hour show. All right, we'll be back around the corner as Late Night Health moves forward.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.